All right. Yo, what's up? Welcome to the 19th episode of the SlashMMR podcast. Man, we're back once again. Currently, November 2nd. Almost 2025, man. In 2 months, it'll be 2025, man. It's going fast. Really, though. I mean, it feels like yesterday it was like 2023, but now already almost 2025. And that will mean we're halfway into the fucking in the decade. So we will be closer to 2030 than to 2020, which, kind of insane to grasp, but it is the reality. So it is what it is, man. Anyways, hopefully you've been having a good month. October, fall started or autumn, depending on where you're from. I just always say fall. I prefer it more. I don't really like the word autumn that much. But yeah, it is what it is, man. Winter will come in next month. December, um, Christmas, all that stuff. The end of the year is coming soon. But anyways, we got some stuff to talk about, man. Um, First off, I want to talk about KSI, man. I think I spoke about him last episode too. Pretty sure. Yeah, he was basically in a lot of controversy about the new Lunchly brand that he started with Logan Paul and MrBeast, which is basically just like sort of it's supposed to be like a competitor for Lunchables, which is just some sort of like kids meal, like some sort of like lunch box type of thing. But it's not really that healthy or like just good at all, and it got criticized a lot. And the one person who also criticized it was DenTDM, which is a fellow YouTuber, which with like over 30 million subs. And KSI got into a big beef with him. Okay, like seriously, like the beef was insane. But DenTDM just made one tweet, which wasn't even like very like directed per se at like KSI or anything. He just literally said like. Like this is just unhealthy for kids. Like, why are they promoting this? And KSI just went on for weeks and weeks over this one tweet. Then TM didn't even say anything afterwards. His all he said was just that it's unhealthy, and they're like, what happened to YouTubers? Why are they, just promoting unhealthy things to kid audiences? And KSI went completely crazy over it for little weeks, and that was at the beginning of last month. But he still he still didn't have a great month this month. He still went on with it. I mean, I'm just over at his tweets right now. Um, I think we ended on October 5th. I think that's when I dropped the episode. Um, I don't know if I discussed this tweet yet, but at some point he said no reply publicly or privately. His obviously tweet is just for likes interactions. So he was just still like at DenTDM's throat. Even though DenTDM made a very fair points. It's just like this is literally unhealthy stuff that you're promoting to a kid audience. That's impressionable, and KSI just went completely crazy about it. But what also happened was that KSI released a song called "Thick of It" with Trippie Redd as a feature, and basically he was also using this whole like DenTDM drama to like promote his new song, which totally it got so memed. It became like one of the biggest meme songs ever, probably. It was just everywhere for like weeks. I mean, it still is a pretty popular meme right now, but not as big as a month ago. But he's dropped that song in the middle of the drama, and it went absolutely viral just because of how bad it was. And some of the lyrics were just getting quoted because like at some point he said like from the screen to the ring to the pen to the king, and that like it became a big meme because a lot of people thought it was pretty bad. Anyways, KSI he got cooked for this online, and he said these stupid fans leave trash comments on my new song. Thinking they're getting to me. You're not. It's not funny. It's boring. You're wasting your time. So he was clearly pretty annoyed with the hate. And he also made like he had like he purchased like some of those like trucks with and they were playing like his song on like the side of the truck as like advertisement. And then Drama Alert, the account tweeted out, KSI is forcing people to listen to his new song "Thick of It." This has to be some sort of form of punishment. And then KSI replied, "What the fuck is this caption? It's called marketing. I can't even promote my song now." Just because people just say it's so bad, it's punishments to listen to it. And he even got like ratioed under his own song. Like one of the comments got more likes than the song itself. It had like I don't think it does anymore, but at the time there was like 150,000 likes on the song. But then one of the comments had like 160,000 likes, and it was literally just like hating on the song. Like it was such a big meme. It was all over Twitter and TikTok and everything, bro. And even at Conor McGregor, someone was interviewing Conor McGregor, and he was asking him if Conor McGregor would ever want to fight KSI. in like the ring, and then he would say, I'll fight him for that bullshit song he released alone." So even was it Conor McGregor wasn't having it. Anyways, due to all the memes and stuff, it actually KSI's Thick of It charted on the top 100, the Hot 100 from Billboard. So KSI sees it as like a win situation somehow. And he even made like a lot of videos milking it. And honestly, with KSI, you can't even really tell like what's real and what's not, because what he also always says is that he like does these things just for the views, so that he'll act mad like on purpose about like his song getting trash ratings, but then it's actually just for more promotion, for more attention. So I mean, I don't really know where that actually like stops, or like what is real and what's not with KSI. Like this could have all just been fake for more attention, which would honestly be kind of sad. Like at some point, sometimes people will do like a couple things for like some publicity, but when you just go like weeks and weeks without just like acting, like playing a character, it's kind of becomes like weird. And he also because he made some videos on YouTube as well about this, and he would like react to other people reacting to his song. And just react to memes of it, and he generally seemed like really sad in those videos. But he said this his label was making him do these videos just because it was getting so much attention, the song, and that like these reactions to that he was doing then would also get a lot of views and even more attention. So he said that this label thought it was a good idea to do. So I don't know if he was really behind it all or not, but he seemed genuinely sad in those videos because of course he thinks it's a good song. He worked on it. But yeah, everyone was just cooking him for it, man. Everyone was just laughing, thinking it was hilarious. And it debuted at number 84 on the Hot 100. Let's see if there's anything else. Oh yeah, he also like he just kept going on with like the fucking the Dan TDMs things. Even on October 15th, still he was still making comments about that. But at some point, he doesn't really talk about it that much anymore now. Actually, the song also debuted at number 1 on the US Spotify viral 100 charts. So yeah, I mean it's doing well with the numbers, but it's literally just for the memes, bro. Like seriously, no one is genuinely. I mean, maybe some people do genuinely like it, but most people just play it for the memes. So that's literally why the song blew up so much. But he sees it as a win situation. So I mean, that's what it is. But a lot of people just think it's funny, and he did seem genuinely sad about it in the beginning, but now I don't really know what's real anymore. So I guess we'll never know with KSI. But anyways, next up, okay, a KSI associate, one of the other owners of Lunchly. I briefly discussed Logan Paul as well in the other video, in the last episode of the podcast, when I was talking about the KSI situation with Dan TDM, because Logan Paul also spoke on it a bit at the time, but he wasn't doing it that much. But now he's actually found himself in some drama with TommyInnit, of all people. Minecraft YouTuber TommyInnit. And it was just sad. Okay, I mean, Logan Paul didn't really have anything to say about the Dan TDM situation, like a lot of it or something, but he did talk about it briefly. He also like made a couple of like jabs at Dan TDM, but nothing extreme. But he went totally crazy with TommyInnit for like totally no reason too, because TommyInnit made a very reasonable tweet here. TommyInnit posted a screenshot of Logan Paul, like in his own podcast, Logan Paul's podcast. They were talking about the Gaza conflict, of course, a very serious topic. And then apparently he was, during that segment of the Gaza conflict, he was promoting his hydration drink, Prime. The energy drink Prime. He was promoting it during that topic, which obviously is not very smart to do, or like very empathic. I don't even know what the fuck I was trying to say there. Like empathic. I just fucked up the pronunciation so fucking hard. Anyways, not really showing any empathy there with the fucking Gaza conflict right there. Just throwing a Prime advertisement in there for his fucking energy drink. So TommyInnit just tweeted a screenshot of that. Like, okay, I'm fucking dumb, bro. Like, what even is this? And then Logan just got into an argument with him, saying that offline glaze though, and then he posted a screenshot of his DMs with TommyInnit. And apparently TommyInnit used to message him a lot, like privately. But these were a screenshot from like last year, so like October 2023. He was just showing that TommyInnit was like being a big fan of him and like messaging him a lot. And just talking about like your new video was great, that sort of stuff. So he got into an argument about that, and then TommyInnit responded to that. If the same week I had a daughter, I also lost the beef with TommyInnit, I would kill myself. Kind of a harsh statement right there, because Logan Paul did actually become a dad that same week, and then he got into an argument with TommyInnit that he just kind of got cooked, because obviously people are on TommyInnit's side, because a lot of the internet doesn't really like Logan Paul that much. And of course, if you're gonna promote your own drink during the Gaza conflict, I mean, like, where do you draw the line, bro? Because I even mentioned this in the last episode, that Logan Paul actually, during the birth of his child, he also promoted his product, which, like, bro, just stop. He literally, he cannot go like a minute without promoting his brand, even during the fucking birth of his child. Seriously, like, it's kind of insane. But even during the Gaza conflict, using that topic to promote his products, and then trying to, like, because everyone was just like, bro, these messages from TommyInnit, like, being a fan of you, they're literally a year old. Like, what the fuck are you trying to prove with this screenshot? So yeah, TommyInnit was kind of harsh about that. And then Logan Paul said, Tommy is lashing out because I've been neglecting him. Sorry I didn't chill with you, buddy. And then he's posted more old screenshots from 2023 about like TommyInnit asking like to meet up and stuff, and to like, or do like a collaboration or something. All just old screenshots. I mean, one of them was like from like March or April this year. But still, it's like, that's also like over half a year ago now. Anyways, so he was trying to just like somehow make a point out of that, which I don't know how TommyInnit, acting like a fan in his DMs has anything to do with, him promoting his products during a discussion on the Gaza conflict, which obviously is a serious topic. Anyways, TommyInnit responded to that saying, "Why do you keep posting private messages of me being kind to you? Are you stupid?" And then Logan was like, "Because you beg me for attention offline and then run to Twitter when I don't acknowledge you. Another fake internet kid," which is it's complete bullshit. And then he got community noted for that on Twitter, a community note under the post. And it said, "The evidence Logan provides is offline attention seeking are old messages from 2023 up to March 2024. Tommy didn't run up to Twitter because he wasn't acknowledged, but rather to call out Logan after he discreetly placed an ad during a sensitive subject on a recent video," which, totally fair to call out on that. Kind of insane for, Logan Paul just to completely go after him for that, because, I mean, you shouldn't be promoting your product while talking about something like the goddamn Gaza conflict. Anyways, so TommyInnit just said, "You caught me red-handed, man." Like, wow, okay. And it didn't end there, because apparently Logan Paul actually messaged him after that, saying, "Call me back. I think we should handle this like adults." And then TommyInnit just posted a screenshot of those messages, and he said, "You man-child, leave me alone." So apparently Logan was at that point trying to get in touch with him. So, I mean, like, what the fuck? Why? Like, how are you gonna just, like, TommyInnit has made it like a normal statement about, him doing an ad during such a topic, which, of course, isn't really nice to do. And then Logan just completely crashed out. Like, he started arguing with Tommy, posting screenshots of the old DMs, and then he wants to handle it like adults after all that. I don't know why. So TommyInnit is literally he didn't even reply to that, I don't think. So yeah, that's that. And then TommyInnit after that, apparently TommyInnit also really doesn't like, the product Lunchly, with MrBeast and Logan Paul and KSI, and just the whole Prime brand as well, the energy drink. Apparently TommyInnit is not really a big fan of all that stuff, as most people aren't. Because then after that, he made after that whole argument with Logan Paul, he made a satirical video where he started a vape product, a vape company, which obviously he didn't actually start a vape company. It was just satire, but he called it the Vapely. I know this might come off as hypocritical after the past day, but I also have my own product to announce I've been working on for a year or two now. Introducing the TommyInnit Vape by Vapely. So he just made a rip-off Lunchly. He instead just made like Vapely. And the whole thing was just like, oh, it's so good for kids and stuff and way better than normal vapes. And then, because that's basically what Logan Paul and stuff are trying to do right now. They're just trying to say, well, Lunchly is so bad and our product is so good, even though it's not really even true. The product is also very unhealthy. Like they try to act like their product is really good for kids or something, but it's really not. It's just unhealthy. So for TommyInnit to come out with the Vapely was kind of clever. Um, yeah, so that was a funny end to that situation. Um, and there was even a tweet here that apparently the UK is banning disposable vapes to protect children from becoming addicted. And then TommyInnit replied to that: the woke left are trying to take away Vapely from the kids that need it most. Vaping helps with anxiety. Vaping helps with stress. Vaping helps me make money. Don't let this happen. So he's just playing in on the joke even more. So yeah, I thought it was kind of funny from TommyInnit, because obviously a lot of people have been criticizing Lunchly, rightfully so, and then he just made a joke like that, which was quite funny. The Vapely man. Anyways, moving on from that whole situation, man. Terrible beef right there. But let's see. Oh yeah, MrBeast also was in some drama. I mean, just the whole Lunchly team is all over the place with various feuds and all this sort of stuff. So if you guys remember a few months ago, MrBeast's like best friend Ava Tyson, or better known as Chris Tyson, because he used to be Chris. That's what he's known for. He was Chris from MrBeast, and he basically started like the channel with MrBeast together. He was kind of like the co-owner at some point, but then he was also part of like a big part of like the team. Eventually, when it really became popular, MrBeast, like one of the main characters in that whole universe. Anyways, he became transgender at some point, and now goes by Ava. I'm just gonna call him Chris though, because that's what most people know him as. Over the last, so a couple months ago, what happened was that he got exposed for pedophilia and a lot of weird stuff. I spoke about this on the podcast. So if you want to go in more detail, you should just look back that episode. But I'm gonna assume that most people are already aware of that whole situation. Anyways, at the time, MrBeast made a statement about it, saying that over the last few days, I've become aware of serious allegations of Ava Tyson's behavior online, and I'm disgusted and opposed to such unacceptable acts. And apparently, after that, he hired a team to investigate all these accusations. And it's kind of funny because they were of course working for MrBeast. He was like investigating himself basically, and now finally yesterday he finally made a new statement, and he said the following: a 3-month investigation into the allegations and regarding my company has concluded. The law firm/investigators reviewed millions of documents and messages and conducted 39 interviews. I was asked to refrain from making public statements to enable a detailed and unbiased investigation. Below are their conclusions. So let's just go into this real quick. I didn't actually read it yet. So yeah, dear board of directors, as you know, in July 2024, MrBeast engaged Quinn Emanuel and Urquhart and Sullivan LLP to conduct an internal investigation into specific allegations made publicly, incidents reported internally, and issues raised by employees in interviews, including with respect to current and/or former company personnel and the company's workplace environment and culture. So what we're talking about, it wasn't just like Chris Tyson who was being accused of things. There was also like some other stuff going on at the MrBeast company. Which I don't know if all of these things are discussed here, but there's also apparently some other literal pedophile that they hired. That was literally on the team, and everyone knew that he was a pedophile. He was registered sex offender in some states, and he was just on the MrBeast team for some reason. I don't know why, but everyone knew about it, and it even was an inside joke. But on the team, which became public a few months ago. But I don't know if that also discussed here, but we're just gonna keep reading. Let's see. At your direction, Quinn Emanuel immediately launched a comprehensive investigation, which is now concluded. The following sets forth certain key findings and conclusions from the investigation without waiving any applicable privileges, including but not limited to the attorney-client privilege and work product protection. Okay, so let's see. It says here that they conducted 39 interviews of current and former employees. Over 4.5 million documents collected from mobile phones, emails, telegrams, discords, WhatsApps, and Slack were processed and reviewed. The collaboration and cooperation sought at the outset were achieved throughout this process. Quinn Emanuel thoroughly investigated all public allegations and any other that arose during the investigation. Okay, so the investigation produced the following significant findings: allegations of sexual misconduct, pedophilia, grooming, CP, between company employees and minors are without basis. The allegations were soundly rejected, including by alleged victims. Okay. Interesting. So let's see. Allegations of the company knowingly employing individuals with proclivities or histories towards illegal or questionable legal conduct are similarly without basis. Here too, the allegations were uniformly rejected. So what I just spoke about, they were literally hired like a known sex offender. This is like kind of this, knowingly employing individuals with histories towards illegal or questionable legal conduct. They're saying that it's wrong, okay? Which I don't know what they're basing that on, but it was literally the brother of like an employee or something, like a family. I think it was a cousin of one of the members of the group. So they definitely knew. I mean, it was literally like an inside joke within MrBeast's team. So interesting. Anyways, another point here. Several isolated instances of workplace harassment and misconduct were identified during the investigation. The company was informed of such conduct and took swift and appropriate actions to address the incidents, including where necessary, disciplining or letting go of implicated individuals. So apparently there were some cases of workplace harassment, which they did actually hammer down on then. But I mean, this the above two statements, the sexual misconduct, apparently that's false, including by alleged victims, which, there was like one person who was like, like a quote unquote victim then of Chris Tyson, which, Chris was like an adult and he was like, just a teenager. And, Chris was being like kind of like making sexual jokes, that sort of stuff. And, even like the guy himself was like, it wasn't really a big deal, but a lot of people did find it a big deal. And Chris apparently did share some other like weird things because one of their discords also got leaked. Apparently, like the whole chat logs of like their Discord server, and it was just like a bunch of minors, and then he had like Chris and like MrBeast or whatever, and apparently he was sharing like some NSFW things in there, which obviously it has no place for a Discord server with filled with children. So kind of strange, and I don't really know how. These allegations were soundly rejected. So even one of the comments was basically saying, we've investigated ourselves and found ourselves innocent. You sound like the U.S. government. Yeah, because, I mean, this is an investigation launched by MrBeast himself. And, he's saying, like, oh, no, we're innocent. So it's kind of, what basis does it really have? Because obviously we've all seen, certain messages and certain proofs. Including like literal like CP art hanging in Chris's house, which is kind of strange. But MrBeast is like, nah, man, we investigated this and yeah, it's everything's good, man, except for some workplace harassment. But apart from that, apparently nothing's going on at MrBeast's headquarters. But we've definitely seen different online. But hey, let's keep reading though. As you're all well aware, the company has grown exceedingly quickly from a YouTube startup comprised of a group of talented young individuals to a much larger entity. It is not uncommon that policies and practices essential in a mature company would lag behind commercial success. This appears to have been the case here and has, in certain instances, allowed for inappropriate conduct. It's clear that the company is committed to remedying historical issues and creating a mature culture where problematic behaviors are not tolerated as it enters this new phase. The company has already implemented or is in the process of implementing changes to ensure a safe and professional corporate culture today and moving forward. These include sending a clear message regarding tone at the top, hiring a new chief executive officer, chief people officer, and general counsel, and soon to be hired a chief financial officer. Implementing mandatory corporate training for all employees, developing new policies codified in an employee handbook, establishing anonymous reporting mechanisms such hotline for employees, swiftly terminating the individuals who violated company policy regardless of their position or level within the company, identifying additional employees for targeted training and executive coaching to address professionalism and compliance with company policies. So that was a big read, but yeah, so apparently they are taking action against certain things, but people are not having it, okay? Because we saw the allegations, we saw certain messages come out. I mean, it's cool that he's taking action against the workplace harassment, but I mean, like, there's definitely some level of guilty here that we're not really seeing. Another comment said, "No way, the guys you paid found you innocent." So yeah, it's kind of a sticky situation. We don't really know yet what exactly is going to happen now, because Chris did get fired from the team, but I mean, this investigation, took 3 months apparently, and apparently like there was no once again, certain things were just like found not to be true. Which, I mean, I'd like to see the details. I mean, like, how are you just gonna say like, okay, now we do not have any pedophiles. Okay, but why? Why not? Well, like, where's the proof? Like, how can you just say that when we've literally seen, things that go against that? So yeah. Anyways, I don't really know what this is gonna do at this point, because MrBeast's reputation has been pretty tarnished. Even a couple days ago, there was apparently some stuff that he didn't like pay certain a certain company that was helping him do a video, because at some point he made a video letting helping 1,000 people see again. He was like curing blindness. Like, some people had like something wrong with their eyes and they couldn't really see, and he like paid for like 1,000 eye surgeries. And apparently that was in collaboration with another company, and there was something wrong with the payment there. And then apparently some company was like unpaid for like 8 months. They were working on that video with him. Like, they did 1,000 surgeries and they were just unpaid for like 8 months. And apparently there was some issue with like a third party involved. But apparently the company that didn't get paid, they reached out to MrBeast for like 8 months, and somehow it blew up like yesterday or like a couple days ago. It suddenly blew up, that whole story, and now they did actually get paid. So I highly doubt that the MrBeast team actually didn't get their message for 8 fucking months straight. They were just ignoring them probably or whatever. But now that it became a thing, they suddenly paid them. So very interesting as well. That whole thing. And there's also been a lot of accusations of MrBeast. What's it called? Faking videos. Which also I saw a bit of proof from the Dogpack 404 videos, which Dogpack was a supposed ex-employee who has been on a crazy exposing tirade against MrBeast. And one of those topics in those videos were faking videos, which does seem to be pretty legitimate, those accusations, which weren't discussed in the document or whatever, because the investigation that MrBeast did was more about the pedophilia, etc., but not really about faking videos and whatnot. But there's also a lot of accusations about him faking charity videos now, which of course if he's faking like his regular videos, it is what it is. I mean, some of those videos are really high production and stuff. And of course, it really is like cinematic. It's almost like a show at this point, like his videos. So, I mean, if some of the things are faked in there, it kind of is whatever. But for him to fake charity videos, that's really next level. Now, I don't know how true those things are, but I definitely saw a bit of proof on that. So, he still has a lot of explaining to do. And I definitely don't see his content the same way as I once did. But yeah, I mean, he's still posting videos. He just made a new video 2 hours ago. And, he's still, popular. So yeah, it is what it is, man. He's at this point, he's like too big to fail, but his subscriber growth did definitely slow down. Right now, I don't know if that's because of all the controversy or just because like everyone in the world is subscribed to him basically, because he has like 326 million subscribers right now. And at some point it's gonna have to stop, man. Like, he can't just keep gaining infinitely. At some point it's gonna slow down. But it's definitely slowed down ever since he hit 300 million. And whether that's because of the drama around him, or whether it's just because he just at some point he reached too big of a level for him to like keep gaining more and more every day. I think it's a bit of a mix of both. So yeah, it is what it is, man. The MrBeast drama, it's still ongoing. And also there was like a group chat leaked, not even a Discord one. There's like an actual other group chat. I'm actually not sure what kind of group chat that was, but let me see real quick, because Dogpack 404, the guy I mentioned earlier, and another lady, they did like an investigation about a certain group chat that apparently they somehow got the chat logs of. Let's see, her name was Rosanna Pansino, and she reported MrBeast to the FBI over allegedly leaked group chats between his coworkers. These group chats include racial slurs, inappropriate jokes about minors, and other explicit material. So, Rosanna Pansino and Dogpack 404, they made some pretty wild claims, and they made like a whole video going over certain things. Let me look it up real quick. Yeah, I found her profile. So yeah, she just made like a very weird statement as well, because there was like apparently there was supposedly an image of like CP being shared in that group chat, and then she put it in her thumbnail, which is a very weird thing to do. So there was like a picture of like a certain girl, and like in the group chat, like Chris like posted like a picture of her, and he thought she was 13 in it, and that she was like fucking like naked or something. And she was like, "What the fuck? How is this like legal?" and he just posted it into the group chat. Like, how is it not taken down yet? So he thought she was like 13 in that, and he was like sharing it, which obviously is very illegal. But it turns out that she apparently was 18 in that picture, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But still, I mean, if you believe you see like CP and then you like post it, like it's not really a smart thing to do. Yeah, so obviously very weird. But then she obviously she saw those messages and then went over it in the video. Like, they're literally sharing CP in this group chat, which is of course highly illegal. But then she somehow, for some reason, she put that image like halfly blurred in her thumbnail, which is like obviously very weird. If that's actually like a kid, you're not gonna put that in the thumbnail of your fucking video. So yeah, just very weird stuff. But there was some weird stuff in that group chat, of course. Racial slurs and very inappropriate stuff. So it really just does not get better for MrBeast at least. And there's some internal investigation though, 3-month investigation. Like really, like what does it really say? Because of course he paid them to investigate himself. So it's kind of like weird. He's not really gonna make like, let's say some things were found true. I don't think he's gonna publicly announce like, oh yeah, like indeed there was pedophilia going on in our company. Like I highly doubt that would be a statement he would make. Anyways, and there was even more stuff now. Apparently, MrBeast is also in trouble with crypto. MrBeast crypto wallet was linked to over $20 million in profits from pump and dump trades. Investigation alleges. So now there's some sort of like MrBeast crypto thing going on. Let's see. We can read an article here from Dexerto. Let's see. In 2021, one of YouTube's most successful influencers, MrBeast, reportedly purchased several cryptocurrencies tokens for $250,000. Okay, so he bought cryptocurrencies for $250,000. And according to blockchain analytics, Arkham Intelligence, MrBeast's cryptocurrency wallet was linked to investments in Pokemon and Superverse. Shortly after purchasing the tokens, MrBeast sold them and cashed out on a reported $13 million. One of the trades made with the YouTuber's crypto wallet was a $25,000 investment in Pokemon meme coin. In return, he was able to trade his exchange tokens for a reported $1.3 million. Though the YouTuber hasn't confirmed that he was behind the trades, at the time of buying the coins, he tweeted about one of his investments. I bought this one, he said in response to another buyer's meme coin purchase. Okay, interesting. His profits have raised concerns, though, as the investment companies, his wallet is linked to, have reportedly been linked to pump and dump trade schemes. A pump and dump scheme is when an influential person in the media invests in a token and heavily promotes it. In turn, the price of the token increases as more buyers invest. That way, the influencer is able to dump their investments for a significant profit. So, very interesting. So apparently, MrBeast is also, doing some crypto things behind the scenes. $20 million in profits for pump and dump trades, which basically just like I just read out. Someone will go online and be like, "Oh, you guys should all buy this," and then people put their money in it, and then the person who advertises basically just takes all the fucking money, and then whatever the other people were buying just becomes worthless. Like a coin can of course, if MrBeast were to promote like a coin, like a crypto coin, it's gonna be very high value, of course. But then after like a while, it's gonna turn into complete like trash. So that's basically what a pump and dump is, And apparently he did a lot of that as well because he, $20 million in profits. Like what the fuck? So it just gets worse and worse. Okay, seriously. And Rosanna Pansino, the girl I was talking about, she's just going crazy, man. She's going crazy. She's been a hater of MrBeast for years, and now with the whole leak in the group chat, like she's collaborating with Dogpack404, just like put MrBeast down, man. Like they both hate him. And now apparently she's made a video on Logan Paul too. Apparently Logan Paul attacked someone or something. Whatever, man. We all know Logan Paul is a bad person, but apparently Rosanna has problems with him too. But the whole MrBeast thing, man, it's crazy. And the whole investigation, what does it really mean? Like you investigated yourself and you found yourself not guilty. Like, okay, that's not really helpful, to be honest. And of course, we saw a lot of the proof ourselves online. So yeah, I don't really know, man. It remains an interesting situation. Anyways, moving on from that, I want to talk about the Tesla, man. The Tesla Optimus. It's an autonomous assistant and a humanoid friend. Let's see, because Tesla actually had like some sort of like yeah, I don't. It's some sort of Tesla event, and here he promoted like a lot of new products, right? He showcased a lot of new things that which look crazy, right? Like really futuristic. Um, and one of those things included the Tesla Optimus as well as a robo taxi and robo van. And this person in Min Choi made a thread of 10 wild demos, and it's just literally it are just fucking like robots that literally can just walk and shit. Like seriously, they just act like I wouldn't say normal humans because they do. Of course, they're still a little robotic, but I see here a video of like there's an Optimus serving drinks. So an Optimus is one of those robots, and they're just like full human-sized robots who can literally like function normally. Like he's like pouring people drinks, and there's just like a whole street filled with robots just walking around, and people could talk with them, like actually hold conversations with them, like a normal person would. And you just have the Optimus just having like body language and stuff. It's cool as fuck. And then there's also the Robo Van, which looks very realistic. I mean, not realistic. I mean, futuristic. Very futuristic. It's literally, you can't even see the wheels almost on the vehicle, and it's like it really is like one of those like sci-fi movie things. Like honestly, people always say like for like 50 years ago they'd be like, oh, in 2020 we're gonna have like flying cars and stuff. Honestly, like this kind of looks like something like that though. Like not like a flying car, but just like something like futuristic. How the future should look. It just looks like the future. Which we should have been living in right now. Like this is what people would have probably imagined 50 years ago that we'd have now. Instead, we have like TikTok and bullshit. But this really looks like futuristic, man. And also like a video of the interior, which it looks like very clean, just white with like a light at the top. You also have the Robo Taxi, which is also like a new product then. And it literally just like you can literally select your location on like a screen, and there's not even a driver. It's literally just a robot. Okay, like the car is self-driving. It just drives you through your location wherever you desire. And even Elon Musk also went in it. The Robo Taxi transported him to the event itself. I'm pretty sure he was riding around in it, like demonstrating. It's very cool, man. And apparently, it also charges and cleans itself, the Robo Taxi. So, I mean, it's seriously like super fucking advanced, bro. Like, what the fuck? And you also have a video of the Optimus playing rock, paper, scissors. So it really can't do anything, bro. Let's see. And there's also like, they can also dance. I mean, they're literally just humans, bro. Like, they're dancing stuff on this video. So, I mean, it's very cool. And even Elon Musk, like, also replied to one of these things. The future should look like the future. And indeed, like I said, these things really do look like some sci-fi thing. Like, we just seen like a movie or something. Or, what you would envision, unlike when you think about something like futuristic. Like, it's really crazy. These developments and stuff. I mean, robots, man, are they going to take over the world or not? I'm not sure. But Elon Musk is really pushing, what we have going on currently with these new products and stuff. I mean, there's literally just robots just walking in like a line. This kind of like being like humans almost, but not quite, of course. But it does really look legit. And yeah, there's very cool products, man, and I'm excited for the future. Regarding that, I guess. Also, another thing I want to talk about really quick was Russia suing YouTube. Russia, not even YouTube itself. I mean, specifically Google, but it's because of a YouTube issue. So yeah, Russia is currently a Russian court is trying to sue YouTube for $2.5 decillion for blocking content on YouTube. So that's a very interesting situation. So we're going to read up on this article here once again from the Exerto. Shout out to the Exerto. A Russian court has fined Google for more money than there is on Earth for allegedly blocking videos on YouTube. In 2020, Russian media companies began filing lawsuits against Google, claiming that the company had restricted media outlets, Tsargrad and Riafan on YouTube, in connection with video violations of sanctions, legalization, what the fuck even is legalization? I don't even know what that means, and trade rules. The media companies originally won the suit, and Google was ordered to pay 100,000 rubles, about 1,000 USD. Of course, rubles is the Russian currency. According to Russian news sites RBC, following Russia's invasion of Ukraine in 2022, YouTube restricted other news sites, resulting in more fines being levied. Levied, is that it? I don't even know, bro. These fanciest words, bro, like, what the fuck? Anyway, so they got more fines, basically, for blocking more fucking content from Russia because of the invasion of Ukraine. So Google restricted, also this year in September, Google restricted the creation of new accounts for Russian users and deactivated AdSense accounts in the country a month prior. Now, Due to 4 years of accumulated fines, a Russian court has increased the amount owed to a whopping 2 decillion rubles, or 2.5 decillion US dollars. So I don't even know what exactly the thought process was behind that number. So apparently, over the years they found that the blocking the content, from Russia. Apparently, they found that over the years it all adds up to 2.5 decillion dollars, which like the beginning of the article said, it's more money than there is on the entire Earth. Okay, like apparently the whole I'm pretty sure that Charlie said like the whole a global the amount of money in the world, like apparently the entire world added up together has only 100 trillion. Okay, $100 trillion, and 2.5 decillion is like so much more than that. Like it's not even comparable, bro. Like $100 trillion is like all the money in the world apparently, around that number, and 2.5 decillion is just like way more. Like I think I don't even know. A trillion is like a 12 zeros, I think, and a decillion is 33 zeros. Okay, it's like 100 trillion is like the smallest fraction of the fucking number. So, and what's even wilder, that the amount will double every week in accordance with Russian law. Okay, so Russian media outlets are looking to Turkey, Hungary, Spain, South Africa, and other countries to enforce the court's decision. According to RBC, in June, the High Court of the Republic of South Africa agreed to seize Google's assets after the company refused to restore Russian TV channel Spaz's YouTube account. Although Google's bank accounts have been seized, the company isn't faced by legal issues. In its quarterly results report, Google touched on the lawsuits and explained why it isn't worried. So Google is just going to ignore it, I guess. They don't really care. I'm not actually sure what's going to happen at this point, but yeah, so Russia is literally suing Google for 2.5 decillion fucking dollars, okay? Like for blocking content. Because of course, I mean, Russia has kind of been shut down from the world ever since like, the Ukraine invasion, because, most people don't really support it, war. I mean, like, I don't even know what's left of Russia. Like, I'm pretty sure like almost like every company left. I mean, is there still McDonald's? I don't even know. Maybe McDonald's shut down too at that point. There's a lot of fucking terrible things going on, man. Of course, it's been very bad for Russian economy too. But yeah, even stuff like Google, is just, not even allowing people to make an account anymore there. And also as well as blocking Russian news outlets, because, I mean, it's kind of is propaganda, the Russian news outlets. I mean, all their videos are just like, not really speaking the truth, of course, hiding, what the West has to say. And they all just try advertise, their own views, and treat those views as fact. And it's also what Russia always has been doing, of course. Just only like forcing like one way of viewing things down everyone's throat there, and not really being open to what the rest of the world has to say or something. Especially when it comes to the Ukraine war, of course. They're all like, Putin is like, yeah, it's good for us, man. We're doing a good thing, even though of course here we have like quite a different perspective on that, or at least most people do. So yeah, I mean, that was just a wild story. And like 2.5 decillion, how do you even like come up with that thing, bro? Like, it's not realistic, okay? Like, what the fuck? Anyways, another thing I want to talk about is the Game is Game YouTuber, okay? I think his username is LifeandScars. Pretty sure his actual YouTube name is, but people just call him Game is Game YouTuber because that's what he's known for, okay? And LifeandScars, he makes very strange content. He basically gives like tips on how to get women, but then his tips are like very out of pocket, and then he says like game is game in the end. Anyways, I kind of like this guy, bro. He's funny, but a couple of weeks ago I got the news that he's dead. Okay, like on Twitter it was like, the Game is Game guy died from a drug overdose, which is fucking crazy. I was like, what the fuck? No way. But then suddenly a couple of weeks later it was like the Game is Game guy's alive. So apparently he wasn't dead. I just want to quickly talk about that because actually he's like one of my favorite YouTubers, to be honest. So yeah, so I don't even know how, but like even like his friends, his real life friends, are like posting Instagram stories, which are like, rest in peace, my guy. So yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, like if his friends were all in on like it's like a fucking joke or something, but he's back. So the legend is still alive, but we don't really know the situation at full though. But apparently, I see here, that apparently he may have faked his death to avoid jail, because he had some legal problems, which I'm not gonna get into, but um, yeah, the game is game, man. Seriously. But yeah, I don't know. He hasn't really posted though. Like he's kind of been offline. So apparently he's having some legal trouble. I think someone also like saw his name in like some sort of like court documents, which is why we know he's still alive, because someone actually found him in like some sort of like documents, like some legal thing. So he's still alive, man. But I guess he tried faking his death, because his friends actually thought he died too, or at least they were in on it. So it obviously was like not some sort of like rumor, because his actual friends were posting it. So whatever, man. I don't know, but he's still alive though. So that's just for me, kind of a funny thing, because like what the fuck? I really thought he was dead, but then suddenly he came back from the dead, man. So shout out to him. Hopefully he's doing well. I mean, hopefully he doesn't have to go to jail. I mean, I don't really know what he's being charged for, but it's still kind of crazy though. Last thing I really want to discuss in this video, there was some wild drama on Twitch as well with like a U.S. congressman. And what basically happened was, Asmongold, is a Twitch streamer. And there's been a lot of Twitch drama recently with Asmongold and Hassan Piker, to be specific. Now, Asmongold, he got a 2-week ban on Twitch because he was basically, sort of like being like sort of like racist against the Palestinians, I think it was. Yeah, he was basically like saying that he doesn't really feel bad for the Palestinians, like the whole Gaza like thing, because their culture is inferior to the Western culture, because I forgot his point exactly, but he was basically saying that there's like a lot of like old laws right there, like about like sexism and whatever, like women not having rights or something, and also like gay people not having rights and stuff. He was basically saying that their culture was inferior because it still promoted like a lot of hateful things, and that basically he didn't really feel bad for the whole situation. That was his take on that, and he got banned for that, and that sparked a lot of controversy, of course, because a lot of people did agree with him, but then a lot of people also got mad at him for it. And what ended up happening was that he got a 2-week ban, right? But this sparked some controversy because there's this other streamer, Hassan, who speaks like it's in sort of similar fashion, but then about Israel, okay, instead of the Palestinians, the whole Gaza place. So he said a lot of hateful things about Israel, and Twitch didn't ban him for that or something. So people are wondering, okay, so why does Hassan get to say all these things about Israel, but then when it comes to Gaza, then you instantly get banned, okay? And then there was this U.S. congressman. I forgot his name, but let me actually look it up real quick. He was basically he's constantly tweeting now about like anti-Semitism that. Oh yeah, here's his name. His name is Richie Torres. He's basically now he's completely attacking Twitch now, and he demands that Hassan gets banned for anti-Semitism, because Hassan let me see, he called Orthodox Jews inbred apparently, and he's been saying a lot of negative things about Israel. Okay, which no one really batted an eye at until Asmongold got banned for saying similar things about, not even similar, but just like, basically Asmongold spoke bad about the Palestinians, then he got banned. But Hassan has been speaking bad about Israelis for months and hasn't gotten any form of punishment. So, why should Asmongold be banned, but Hassan shouldn't, okay? So we have my man Richie Torres over here, which has been, I don't know how this got started, but at some point he just started talking like crazy about Twitch, and he calls it let me see, he calls Hassan the anti-Semitic voice of a systematically anti-Semitic social media platform known as Twitch. He says, if the KKK and the neo-Nazi movement were a social media platform, it would be Twitch under the morally bankrupt leadership of CEO Dan Clancy, who should be fired. So he's just going completely crazy about this whole situation, and he does make some good points. He does actually make some pretty decent points, of course, because, of course, hate speech shouldn't be promoted like that on Twitch. And if someone like Asmongold is going to get banned for it, of course, Hassan has done some pretty wild things about Israel. He should obviously not really be saying those things either. Of course, Israel is doing some questionable things currently. But that's really just the leader, though. It's really like Netanyahu that's doing those things, okay? Like, the citizens really don't have any anything to do with it. Like at least most of them don't. So this congressman is really going crazy, and he definitely has a point, like I said. But what he's really going to accomplish with this, I'm not sure. He also said, Dan Clancy, the CEO of Twitch, makes no mention of the anti-Semitism that has been festering under his watch. Look no further than the hate of Hassan Piker, who vilifies Orthodox Jews as inbred, the hate of Myron Gaines, who said the country must be taken back from Jewish supremacists, the hate of streamer Sneeko, who said in Arabic, down with the Jews. And the examples are endless. Dan Clancy reassuring us that hate has no place on Twitch is like Al Capone reassuring us that organized crime has no place in America. The words are hollow as the man himself. Resign. So he really wants the CEO of Twitch to resign and for them to like step up to these anti-Semitic statements that some streamers are making, which obviously has there's been a lot of hate for Israel due to the whole conflict in Gaza. So yeah, this is what Dan Clancy said. The CEO basically said like, we stand firmly against hate and harassment. But yeah, really, what does that even mean when you're clearly not enforcing it? Only for some people, I mean, Hassan for some reason still has not been banned, and what Hassan even did was like he privated a lot of his old streams just so people couldn't find like clips of him saying certain things. I'm pretty sure that's still the case right now. That he literally just got rid of a lot of his old streams, just so people couldn't like dig up for more dirt. Let me see. Actually, he's live right now. I mean, the guy's live like every day. I still think that he took them, or actually I think he made them, he put them back up. Anyways, there's big drama with that, man. And of course, what Israel is doing is pretty bad in the Gaza. Is it the Gaza Stroke? I don't even know, or the Gaza Strip. I'm not even sure. Either one of those. Anyways, what they're doing there obviously terrible, but there obviously is no reason to spread hate towards like the Jewish people, okay? Because apparently also he encouraged people to kill senators as well, which is like it's crazy. Like Hassan is saying some crazy things, but not receiving any punishment for it. And of course, Asmongold, got banned for the just for the Palestinian comments, saying that their culture is inferior. And then he did get banned for it. 2 week ban, which also turned into a meme because Asmongold is actually known for having for not really having to clean his house ever, right? So basically, he never cleans his house. There's a lot of like nasty things going on with him, and which I don't even want to get into detail, right? But he's living like pretty nastily, and apparently during his ban, he actually made an effort to clean his house, which completely went viral because he's like known, as I said, for like literally being dirty, right? He's known for like not cleaning his house, and then he actually cleaned it all, and there was like a lot of like his whole living room was like filled with boxes and stuff, and it was a mess. He couldn't even fucking walk, basically. But actually, he cleaned everything up and also cleaned, like, his sink and stuff. And there's a lot of fucking disgusting things going on in his house. He actually cleaned everything. So, shout out to Asmongold for that, I guess. I mean, that's just basically that. Some very interesting things with, with a congressman, Richie Torres, completely going crazy, tweeting at Twitch. Basically saying that the CEO should resign because he's not doing anything about his anti-Semitic statements. And I wonder how that will end, because apparently Twitch now made a new category, which is like category for sensitive topics, sensitive political discussion or something. I forgot the exact name from it. So they would rather make a whole new category than just ban Hassan. Okay, so what they're doing now, they're literally making a new fucking category just for more serious topics. So okay, I guess that's the fucking move now, instead of just like banning people rightfully, because if they ban Asmongold, they should also be banning other people, right? Instead of that, they're just gonna make a new category for sensitive topics, which it is what it is, whatever. But that's all I really want to say about that. I guess I can also talk about my work a little bit, because if you guys remember, the last episode I actually got a job, and I was still in training at that time. I'm now like my second week out of training, and I'm doing like customer support for a phone company which sells like mobile subscriptions for like mobile data, etc. So yeah, that's what I've been doing, man. And I actually got out of training. First it was like 2 weeks of like training, which was like like actually like physical like learning Like he had to like read a lot of stuff, like do like tests. But then there was also like 2 weeks of like practicing with calling, actually doing calls and having like supervisors walk around and help you with stuff. So I did all of that. And actually, I was having a decent time, I guess. But like one of my sort of like quote unquote friend. I mean, I wasn't really my friend, but we hung around every day during the breaks and stuff. Because he was the only guy there, right? My group literally had 7 girls, and then it was just me and some other guy. And he got fired, right? And he literally, it was drama, man. He was not trying to be rude, but he was kind of slow. Okay, like he was not really the brightest. He was nice though, but he was just like not really picking up on the material that well. And during the calls as well, he wasn't really like that. His calls just weren't going super smooth. And when it also came to like information stuff, like giving certain information or like knowing certain things or like knowing how to look up certain things, it just wasn't really going super smooth. And then he also he just didn't show up. Okay, like it was like there were 3 instances where he just didn't show up, and then he didn't even call sick or anything. He just literally just didn't come. And so he eventually just got fired after the 3rd time that happened because like he didn't show up for like 2 days, and then his team leader told him like, okay, if you're gonna do that again, if you're gonna just not show up unannounced again, you're just gonna get fired, right? And then he did it again. He just didn't come and didn't announce it or anything. Didn't call him sick or nothing. He just literally didn't show up, and that was the end for him. So that was during like the 3rd week of training, like or like no, I think it was the 4th week, like the last week when we were like doing calls. Because there's like 2 weeks of normal and then 2 weeks of calls, and he didn't show up, and it was like the 4th week then, and that was the end for him then, which kind of sad for me because I don't have any more guys then to hang around with, but it is what it is. But eventually we're not really in training anymore now, so we kind of split up and we're kind of just scattered across the work floor because we just have like one big floor where everyone is just sitting on the computers and stuff. I don't really have much to complain about, honestly. I mean, it's pretty decent. I also have like night shifts. Sometimes so I gotta work till like 8 p.m. Which I mean, it's fine. I don't really care that much. It's kind of wild though to work that late. But hey, it is what it is. You gotta do what you gotta do, right? And I currently have that on Mondays and Tuesdays normally, which is fine. Just working 9 to 5, man. On other days, 40 hours a week, and it's all right. But now suddenly my job is like getting more complicated. I suddenly had to like learn because I'm doing like mobile stuff, right? For like mobile phone subscriptions and stuff. I'm helping people with that. But now I suddenly have to like do something for different departments as well, which I don't really like. So and we had like a very brief training about it, and then we instantly have to get calls from that department, which it's also in a different program. It's more like for like internet and TV at home. So now suddenly you have to like answer questions about that, which some of those questions can get really technical. And we basically just got very poor training for it, right? So yeah, it's kind of tough now. I don't really know what to do with that. I just hope that I get as much calls for like mobile as possible and not for like the internet at home, because those questions are just complete ass. Okay, like I don't like them at all, and I rarely got any training for them. So everyone is just kind of like clueless, with that, because we really just don't know much about it. But you already have to do calls for it, which is just, not fun, to say the least. But I mean, I don't really have a choice, okay? I mean, we got like 2 days training for it, and it was just very light training. And we really don't know how to work it well. We don't really have like almost no knowledge about the department, but we're supposed to answer all these sort of questions for it. I would have just preferred to stuck with mobile only, but apparently it was not an option. So now I'm doing this, and it is what it is, man. And I got kind of lucky because I was supposed to do that on Friday. Actually, Thursday I got like one of those calls but I was only calling for like an hour on Thursday because I had like a training all day. So I only was calling for like an hour, and I got like one of those calls for internet at home, and like other calls were just for like mobile phone stuff. But like one of those was for internet at home, and I just didn't know what the fuck to do. So it took like a long time to fucking help that person in the fucking call. But eventually I did, figure it out, I guess, like sort of kind of half-assed that call because I didn't really want to do it. Anyways, so yesterday was Friday, and I would have had to call all day, doing, mobile calls, but as well receiving calls for the internet at home stuff. And I actually got lucky because there was an error with my account, like a malfunction, and I couldn't work. All right, like I tried logging in multiple times to my to my systems, and it just didn't work. Like my account was like something wrong with it, a malfunction, like I said. And after like 2 hours of like fucking around with it, and like getting like supervisors to help, and like team leaders, and even like the tech department, a little bit the IT people. Eventually, I could just go home. Right, literally, just like, man, well, hopefully it'll fix itself. If not, then we'll see. But I didn't have to work yesterday at all, so I did go for like 2 hours, just like try to log in. But eventually, they just sent me home. They were like, man, it is what it is, man. Nothing to do now. Hopefully, it fixes itself later. But if not, then yeah, we'll have to figure out something else. But yeah, so I didn't have to work yesterday, but I still got paid for it though that day, so it's kind of chill. Anyways, that's all I could really say about work right now. I'm having a decent time, I guess. Could be better. But yeah, got to do something, man. I can't just sit around at home all day doing nothing because my parents would get mad. So this is what I'm doing now. And next week, I actually have 2 concerts I'm going to, which kind of fucks with my work a bit. Because I'm going, Tuesday I'm going to Nas live concert, the rapper. I said in a Discord server that I'm going to see Nas live, and someone said, Lil Nas X? No, okay? If you're thinking that, it's not Lil Nas X, okay? It's Nas, which is a rapper from the 90s, okay? Like, well, not born in the 90s, but he was popular in the 90s, mostly. So it was just like an older rapper. So it's not Lil Nas X, okay? So if anyone was thinking that, no, I'm not still going to see Lil Nas X. But yeah, I'm seeing Nas, okay? Nas live on Tuesday. And I think it's in Amsterdam, so I got to travel all the way to Amsterdam there. And actually, I got that day free from work because every 3 weeks at work, I have to work a Saturday, and that happens to be next week. So I have to work on Saturday, but then I have like 1 day in the week off, right? So I work a Saturday instead of the day in the week. And I requested it to be Tuesday, so I'm going to the concert then. But then I'm probably going to be home like decently late, and I do have work again the next Wednesday. So, we'll have to see how that goes, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Anyways, that's going to be hype. But also on Friday, I'm going to see Hammer, which is like an underground rap duo, consisting of Billy Woods and Illucid. And yeah, I'm going to see them on Friday, and it's late, okay? And like I just said, I have Saturday. I have work on Saturday next week. So yeah, okay. It starts at 11 p.m. Okay, and that's in Amsterdam. Okay, so first I got to do the whole show, which will probably, I don't know how long it'll take, maybe till like 1 a.m. or something. And I have work at 9. Okay, but this is not the end of it though, because I'm also gonna be home at 1. No, because if the show ends at 1, first I have to like go on the train, and I don't live near Amsterdam. Okay, like I don't live like next to it or something. I gotta go on the train for like at least 2 hours. And the train doesn't even go at that time, okay? So there's like a special night train, which doesn't go until 5 a.m., okay? So I'm going to have to go at 5 a.m. I'm going to have to take the train back home. I'm going with my friend, but I won't be alone, okay? I'm going with the same friend to both Nas and to Armored Hammer. So I'm going to have to take the 5 a.m. train. Once again, I start working at 9, okay? And then I'm going to have to also bike home from the train station to my home. So I'm going to be home at probably like estimate around like 8 a.m. And then I have to start working at 9. So it's going to be a very wild night and day. Okay, I'm going to be fucking totally dead probably. I'm probably not going to get any sleep. Maybe I'll sleep on the train, but I doubt it though. It's going to be interesting, and we'll have to see how that goes, man. So yeah, we're going to start it. It starts at like, because we're leaving at like 8 around that time. And then, the show starts at like 11. I mean, there's also a meet and greet in the afternoon, but I didn't really bother to go. We're not going to go there just because, I also have work in the afternoon, so we're only really going to go in the night. And it's going to be wild, man. It's going to be a very, very wild, a very wild night, okay? So yeah, we're going to have to hang around for a couple hours in Amsterdam until we can get the fucking night train at 5 a.m. And then I have fucking work at 9. So yeah, it's going to be interesting, but that's all I have to say for this month, man. I mean, not for this month, for the past month then. Because, the next month, this month is going to be a wild though, November. Whatever, man. We're approaching 2025, like I said. Next episode, man, every first Saturday of the month, you already know what it is, man. It's going to be the December 7th, Be There or Be Square. And then it's going to be, this next Saturday after that is going to be January already, man. The next episode after that, I mean. So yeah, stay tuned for all of that, man. Monthly episodes, you know what it is. And yeah, that's all we have to say for today's episode, man. Hope you guys enjoyed listening. Hopefully you have a good rest of your day, good rest of your month, of course. Good rest of your weekend. And yeah, see ya.